Okay, welcome back. And our guest this morning, Mr. Durojaye Ogunsanwo, public affairs analyst, he actually is a classmate, a former classmate. I suppose I could say former classmate, but once a classmate, always a classmate.
Yeah.
There you go. You are together with now President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in America, Chicago State University. And all of this is coming against the backdrop of news filtering in that former Vice President Atiku Abubakar is bent on pursuing something about this in the U.S. after it has been stated repeatedly, even documentary evidence has been provided that Bola Ahmed Tinubu was a student here, graduated here. In 1979, you were telling me.
Yes.
Right? And that you were there. Now, you told me that at the first, just before we went on break, that you met up with him, right? He was there, and then you met up with him. Or was it the other way around? Did he meet you?
Yeah, I met him there by semester.
Oh, okay. You met him there.
Yeah.
And this is when you were transferring from your junior college to Chicago State. With the idea, and you studied the same thing, accounting.
Yes.
You got is it a BSc or BA that they get?
Yeah, BSc, business administration, major in accounting.
There you go. And
so you give you the certificate in business and administration, but with the major in accounting.
Mm-hmm. If you don't mind my asking, we know the president's age. The president is going to be 72 in March next year, having been born in 1952. As is of public record. Were you the same age with him? Were you older than him? Were you younger than him?
We're not the same age. How it works, going to universities, you don't go with age.
I know. I'm just asking this.
Yeah,
it's part of general information.
Yeah, people go at different times.
That's right.
Different age.
That's
Some
right.
people work for several years.
That's right.
And then go back to universities. He's older than me by 2 years.
Okay, that would make you a 1954 baby.
Yes, he's older than my 2 years. And but we have to graduate because I transferred so many credits to the universities. So that's giving me opportunity.
Because you started out wanting to be a pilot, or was it just aeronautical engineering?
Engineering.
Just engineering.
Aeronautical.
Aeronautical engineering.
That's why when I left this shore, I was given a visa to study engineering, but I didn't do that so I had to transfer. Because we had to meet some requirements in America.
Of course.
To do that. So I did that and transferred to Chicago State University. So I'm a man of figure. I like mathematics. Chicago
State was the first place that you met with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as he then was, now President Tinubu. That was the first time you guys met together. You said some of your officials in the university, do you know Bola? Which Bola? And then ultimately you got to know each other.
Right.
You were classmates, but classmates aren't always necessarily friends, shall we say, even though being a classmate is your classmates for life. But so in that connection, were you friends, or did you socialize? Or
yeah, we don't socialize. We have friends, yes. But he has his own crowd.
Okay,
I have my own crowd, meaning that I go with some people. He went with some people, but we intersect somewhere that we are Nigerians.
That's natural.
We know that. Yes,
I think everybody can relate to that.
Yes, that's what happened.
The mere fact that you are Nigerians, you have your own crowd, and he will have his own crowd.
Yeah, his own crowd. So that's how it works. When we graduated, I came to Nigeria briefly, and I was thinking of doing my NYC stint then, but I changed my mind. I came back to further my education. So that's why I went back to the school for my MBA, and I have the certificate here I was going to show you.
Yeah.
So I went for my MBA. I believe we lost contact at that point. I think he went to work for accounting firm or something. I went to further my studies.
Okay. And so then there was a miss.
That's what we, yes.
Okay. Reverend Dominic, good morning to you.
Good morning, Yori. Good morning to your guest.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Yori, please, can we make progress in our nation? It's laughable to talk about educational qualification of our president. A man who worked with Chevron in those days, not today. You can work in any company to the 4G certificate. For it to work Chevron in 80s and 90s, a multinational company as an accountant, how can you say he didn't go to school? That argument is, to me, dummy to me, honestly. There's something that shocked me in this tribunal, judgment. When I heard that Labour Party came with 13 witnesses, how can you come with 13 witnesses to dispute election that took place in several thousand units of Nigeria? How can you do that? I want to give you an example. When Socialise took over power in Osun State, there was a man who came for that tribunal. He came with one of his hands cut off in that election. Not only he came, he was amputated, but he came with his hand, amputated hand, from mortuary to prove that this is my hand that was cut off. In election petition, you have to prove it with eyewitness. 13 witnesses cannot dispute an election. I want to say this again. Not June 12th. June 12th election, there was no contest. There was no contest between Toffa and Abiola. Abiola is a highway international man to Toffa. The only contest is the election I've witnessed in Nigeria was 2023. I've not seen a contest like that. Ask anybody, it's the best election conducted in this nation. As for Southeast, I can have an emotion, but the best contest election in Nigeria is 2023. Where even the party, you get this, we're angry. Me, George, my friends, allow Yakubu. Even when the party in power was sabotaging the presidential candidate, the man stood tall. If there's any man that won election a miracle, is Senator Bola Tinubu against his own party, against his own people. That man did well. This election, we should go forward and do something else, honestly.
All
God
right.
bless you.
Thank you very much, Reverend Dominic, for calling in. Because the situation seems so ludicrous to a lot of people, that how can the man be, a lone ranger like that? Nobody knows about him. Well, that's just, people can say what they will. You were in school with him. I don't imagine you were the only Nigerian. I mentioned that before. Were there other Nigerians in that particular school, or,
Oh, yes. There are so many Nigerians. In fact, one of his friends, so close to him, is an Igbo guy. His name is if I'm correct, Romanus. I've forgotten the last name.
You remember the first name?
I know,
Romanus.
Yeah, Romanus Ozumbad or something like that. I know his contact in America. If they want to see him, yeah.
There will be people that will say...
He became a lecturer.
Indeed. Since we stumbled on you, we thought that, that will be very interesting to bring you on, because a lot of people might be of the notion that, why are you even talking about this? Why are you deigning this? Why are you putting any sort of dignity on this? Well, it's not. It's just a matter of, people can say what they want, but then the truth, nothing changes the truth. Okay. And so here we are. You were saying that there were other Nigerians, but before we continue, good morning, Mr. George.
Good morning, Uncle Yori, and good morning to your guest.
Good morning.
Who is also an alumnus of Chicago State University.
That's right.
Yes.
I'm happy that you have brought somebody who is a living witness. Reverend Dominic has already said some of the things I wanted to say, Uncle Yori. But let me just add this. I do not know the reason why those two people are going on a wild goose chase.
A wild goose chase.
If the judgment that was given says that issues of qualifications for elections are pre-election matters, and that the court does not have time for that because the time for that is over. So let us even take it for granted that what they are pursuing in the U.S. today, it falls under the category of qualification for an election. Our Constitution says that if you have an attempted school search, that you are qualified to contest as the president. So even if his degree is forfeit, he still has his secondary education that qualifies him for the election. And these are people who have been advised by senior advocates of Nigeria. I think that privilege of stand that is being given to some lawyers. Some lawyers should voluntarily strip themselves of that title because, to me, some of them do not deserve it. They are bringing disgrace to those lawyers that deserve it. How do you sit in a court and allow this type of disgraceful outing for both yourself and your client? Look at the evidence that they produced. There is nothing they have shown to say that they actually won the election. You don't have evidence and you went to court, paid millions to several fans, 67 fans on the side of these two contestants, Uncle Yori, 67 fans sat down there hoping to win without bringing evidence to the court. What kind of country is this?
Indeed. Well, thank you very much, Mr. George. Well, it might be ludicrous. It might sound ludicrous to some, but the law is the law, and they are allowed, as it were. It might be vexatious to a number of people, but are they allowed? Of course, they are allowed, and I'm sure President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, will be of that notion to say, let them continue, let them try. I mean, as I said, if you're barking up a tree when there's nothing in there, it's a matter of patience. We shall get there. So before I had to take that call, you were saying that there were other. By the way, you left here. Since you started off, you graduated in '79, was it, or you left for the U.S.?
No, we graduated in '79.
So
but after my education.
Yes. So you left after, as was often done in those days, it was either with your school certificate or your advanced level.
Oh yes, with my school certificate. Yes.
Yes.
I went with my school certificate. Yeah, I left this show in 1975 to further my education.
Okay, but you went secondary school mates. What was your secondary school?
I went to Adiolojutola College.
Oh, okay, Jebode.
Yes.
Jebode.
My primary education was St. Peter's Primary School, Lagos. Yeah. Then I went to secondary school in Jebode, Adiolojutola College, Jebode. Then transferred to, then went U.S. for the education. I was moved when the contestant Atiku filed a motion in America. Okay. That's why I'm coming out.
Oh, okay.
That's why I come out. Okay. I was moved.
Because I was
infuriated.
Okay.
Yeah, why again? But it's campaign after the election. It's after the election. It's after the fact. Why do you need to go over there?
And as you have just heard somebody call in and say, these are even pre-election matters.
Yeah.
But
I think they're looking for a backdoor way to get in.
Well,
other than that, why would you go and file suit after the election?
Indeed, and after it has been,
it has been declared the winner.
It has been declared the winner. It's been decided upon at the Court of Appeal. Some people want to go to the Supreme Court. They're welcome by all means. But somebody's called in from who's the?
From Ikorodu.
Festus. Good morning, Festus in Ikorodu.
Good morning, yes, my name is Festus from Ikorodu.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for your show. What I want to say is that this election has come and gone. There is no amount of argument that will change whatever that is happening now. So my point is this. Our president should help us. People are suffering. So let us leave the issue of going to court tomorrow, they go to court next tomorrow. We have passed that stage. This is time for governance. Nigerians want to see good governance. So I'm an obedient man. I'm a Labour Party supporter. I supported Obi, but a winner has been declared. And what we want, whoever that wins, we want good governance. Nigerians want to...
Well, Tinubu has won.
Yes, Tinubu has won. So we are pleading to the Mr. President. People are seeing IDP camps. He should help us.
Okay.
People are still suffering. He should help us. People, hunger is in the country. He should help us. That is what we want now.
Okay, Festus.
That is what we want now. Not issue of court and court and court. Everybody should support him. Let's move forward.
Okay. Thank you very much, Festus in Ikorodu, for calling in.